When you rig yourself into power in an election, it is also a coup. Ibrahim Sule says, wow. Exactly, just like what all of us are saying, that ECOWAS presidents do not have the moral justification to intervene in the coup d'etat that took place in the Niger Republic. The reason being two things. One, almost all the presidents of some other West African countries have become lifetime president and have remained in power and have refused to hand over to other people to lead the country. Some have stayed 10 years or 5 years, some 20 years, some 30 years in power. And then you have general, how can you say you're practicing democracy and you are giving yourself a lifetime position to remain the president of the country? Are you the best? Some of them are even quaking and shaking because of old age, and still they fail to relinquish power. And secondly, is some people also conducted an election, rigged the election, and rigged themselves into power. Now, what my Sule is saying is that all of these are tantamount to coup. If you're an old man, stayed 5, 10, 15, 20 years in power, you don't want to relinquish power, that is also a form of coup. If you're also a politician, you conduct election and you rig yourself into power like Tinubu did, you have also conducted a coup. So all of this put together, they do not have moral justification to go and intervene in the Niger Republic. And exactly what Nigerians are saying. A former Nigerian ambassador to Indonesia, Ibrahim Sule, has alleged that a coup is not only the idea of the military to take over power. He said in an interview with Arise TV News that when a president rigs himself into power, it is also considered as a coup. He argued that the ECOWAS leaders should be facing the main issue that border on strengthening the African democracy. He said the basic issue is that one has to be extremely careful with these sit-tight leaders, because a coup is not only the idea of military taking over the government. A coup is actually when people extend their limit beyond what is constitutionally being provided. And when you rig yourself into power in an election, it is also a coup. Basically, the problem with these leaders is that I am right and everybody is wrong. One has to look at the things they are doing, and my fear is that they should not take us into a proxy war. Exactly. So what Ibrahim Sule is saying is exactly what all other Nigerians are saying. Okay, these people rig themselves into power. These people stay longer than is constitutionally allowed. So they don't have justification, moral justification to say or to intervene in the coup in the Niger Republic. Coup is not only when the military take over power. Coup is also when you overstay as president or when you rig yourself into power as president. All of them are also different forms of coup and should be treated as such. So rather than going to war in Niger Republic, let's look at how to strengthen our democracy and allow the rule of law and then maintain constitution as expected. Like what happened in Niger before the coup, it was alleged that the president, Mohamed Bazoum, actually tampered with the country's constitution, which is actually not allowed. You can't tamper the constitution without the consent of the key stakeholders like the judiciary and the legislators in a democratic system. Okay, unfortunately, just like it's already happening in Nigeria, only God knows what we don't know. The tampering with the constitution bit by bit to empower themselves to remain in power and to continue to do what they are doing, so that they will also continue to scuttle court judgment using the so-called battered constitution with several loopholes. That is actually the big case in Africa, not only in Niger Republic. There are a few comments here reacting to what Ibrahim Sule had just said. Somebody said Africa is a funny continent where a thief that stole a big elephant is judging the one that stole a chicken. Exactly. Okay, just like it happened in Nigeria, a 17-year-old boy has just been killed in the north for allegedly stealing a phone that he denied, and nobody investigated to confirm it. But the police that are saddled with responsibility of fighting terrorism went and beat this man to death, or this young boy to death. Okay, and all forms of jungle justice have taken place in Nigeria. okay, or suing somebody, and before you know it, they put the person in court. Just within 24 hours, judgment is completed. But when it involves a big man, a politician, nobody judges it. That is very bad. Somebody say, wow, what is straightforward truth? Kudos. Exactly. That is the truth. And everybody knows. Someone that rigged himself into power is worse than coup. And until the law is made and punishment passed, Nigeria will not move forward. And that is true. Tinubu is our president. If you like crying uncontrollably for money till night, can you imagine? Nothing you will achieve. Hypobia, fraud, and idiot. Can you imagine? All these are people who are just APC sycophants who are not tired of suffering. So I say, please show me who had not rigged in the process of election in Nigeria. All Nigerian politicians rig elections and only the best wins. This is hard fact. Someone saying when you rig yourself into power, it is not coup against the government, but coup against the people you intend to govern. Coup coup, whether against the people or against the government. That is true. But the people are happy with the coup. Yes, that is one key thing that is standing out in this Niger coup. The people are happy. The people are happy because they are tired of the democratic system that has kept them as puppets under the control of French government or French leadership. So the change that they were expecting democracy to bring didn't come, and that's why the military has taken over to effect the kind of change that the people want. They're happy with the coup, and nobody has any moral right or any constitutional right to go there and cause problem for them. There's no way. The West wants to use Nigeria and ECOWAS to go and fight and reinstate a puppet president that they can continue to use to manipulate the economy of the nation. But the people have said no. Okay, don't go there. So I say, volume, please. Our Nigerian politicians are the most corrupt politicians all over the world. Please join them too. You should understand the perspective from which the man is talking. Okay, coup is far much better than election rigging. Coup could be corrective, but election riggers are outright criminals. Yoruba people will not like this. Not true now. Don't mind those lunatics. The born betrayers, futureless ones among them, right? Yes. Hope Tinubu thief is listening. Hope obedience are learning. Can you imagine? Then they come after themselves here. Okay, somebody say, Lord, drug baron supporter confirmed by this principal witness, by his principal witness. The hypocrite want to go and fight because they know that one day it will get to them. All these words are for Tinubu exactly, and it's the gospel truth. It's the absolute gospel truth. Somebody say, allow Nigeria to enjoy their military regime. This on a democracy, they demonstrate your craziness to the detriment of the citizens. No benefit to public fund, no benefit to the common man. What we see is siphoning of public fund, unmerited and unaccountable accumulation of wealth by the greedy politicians. Operations suffocate them. The rich get richer, the poor get poorer. That is the kind of thing we see. And that is the truth. Tinubu committed coup by rigging himself with INEC. Exactly. So it is obvious from what Ibrahim Maisule is saying here, Nigerians are showing their support to what he said, that coup is not only when the military take over, it is also when you rig yourself into power or when you stay longer than is allowed by the constitution of the country, it is a coup. So let's be aware. So thank you for listening. Let us have your comment to this statement made by Ibrahim Maisule.